G'day! In today's video I'm replacing the screen in a Breezy 14-inch laptop. I can't say I've come across this brand before. I'm going to assume that they're the same as Pendo and Unisurf from the Australian market. There is its model number, SC401-128GB, which would make me think that this is a 128 gig model. This one is currently dead flat. And I want to see if there's any screws hidden under here. Yes, so underneath these rubber bits, actually mental blank on what they're called, here, take those out. There's a small Phillips head screw in there. I'll use one of my larger Phillips head screwdrivers, well, larger in the realm of phone repair. It didn't really require much to come out. See, we're quite tiny. 2, 3, and 4. This panel is quite heavily cracked. Can't really tell from this, or from the footage as the screen is off, but it has a massive hit right here. And next up, we use just a pry tool on the inside and twist, and then from there I should be able to get my finger under there. It should just come apart from there. Now it does appear to be taped down the bottom there. It does look like it's going to be semi-destroying the display, being the display is no longer working. I'm not too concerned about that. Got this up a bit further. Yep. So they're not dead flat. There we go. Next up, there is a couple of magnets down here as well. Funnily enough, I am only noticing 2 screws up the very top for the display. I'm curious if it's also semi-taped in, or if it's purely the 2 screws up the top that is holding it into position. So I just undid the 2 screws, one located here, one located here. Sadly, this screwdriver isn't magnetic. Okay. Tilt this forward. Pull up. If it isn't screwed in down the bottom. It's definitely taped though. I'm being very stubborn. It's peeling off the adhesive on the display. There. Bingo. We have one screen removed, which has the model number. Oh no, it just says cable number. As you can see, they've actually chopped off from the factory the connection. Do see a small connection down the bottom here. It's going to be a bit difficult to get that back into position. We'll see how we go. Power button again, kill that power. So what I've discovered here is if I pull this out just enough, I should be able to get the cable out of the track there, the video cable. hopefully from here, I can get enough slack to plug that cord back in. Take the tape off it. This does feel like a very cheap cable, that's for sure. So I've got myself a replacement 14-inch panel, which is this one here. But as long as you have the same kind of connector, you should be okay. You should be able to feed this down. It'll take a little bit of work. I'm assuming the screen must get inserted while on the assembly, or put in here and then attached to the bottom of the laptop after that. You should be able to slide this up, like so. Now we'll need to put some tape on there, just to keep it in position. As I certainly don't trust that style of connector. Use some of this style of tape. If I fold this forward, pull it up slightly, just get it running along there, put it on, hit the power button just to make sure it will display and work. And once I got in there, it didn't display. The cable came loose again. But I did discover I can rip the trim off. So I did have to put a Phillips head or a pair of tweezers down the bottom corner and lift up with the screen fully open, and from there I was able to lift it out. So this is very much a flex cable that is too damn short for its own good. So that is a tad disappointing. So right now I'm struggling to feel it actually click in. Where it clicked in fine just before. One side, other side, other side. Tape back on there. Fold it back over. Into the groove. Hit the power button, what it gets. Oh, we are flat now. Anyway, we'll put the trim back on and we'll go. And now with it connected up and working, I'm going to try and slide it back in. Do note we do have the video cable sticking out down here, which with the screen in the way will make it a fair bit harder to get that back in. So hopefully, you can kind of see it. So hopefully with the screen just sitting there, go like this. Feed it back into its channel. There we go. We're back in. Now I can wiggle the screen down. There we go. Line it up to the two screw holes up the top here and here. I should be able to put those screws back in. So I'm going to ignore the ones at the bottom, being that also seems to be what the manufacturer done, being that they weren't actually installed properly, or the mounts here were cut down the bottom. Screw that back in. Now, I'm not sure how well this is going to push back together here. Easier than anticipated. Great. And just keep pinching it and work your way around. Go. Same up the corner there. Go around to the other side over here. Not quite sitting right down here. That should be okay. I'd say the tape was previously holding it. And next up is those Phillips head screws. I put those four back in. 1, 2, put the cut rubber stoppers back on. G'day.
How are you?
Fine, yourself?
Yeah, good. I was messaging you this morning about a Samsung A52.
A damaged A52 display. Just wanting to get the data off there.
Well, it's bulging a little bit there.
I'll just take a look in just a second.